YouTube. Oh, hold on. There we go. OBS was out here lagging just now. What? No, sir. I'm saying why every man should study Red Hood. Straight into it. You like the channel, like, comment, and sub up for a handsome, young, lean. Cause my abs and my obliques are back. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just gotta work on the lower abs and I'm straight. Hey, daddy uncle finna pop out and work on your mama.
Todd is a victim. He's Batman's greatest failure, but that's not the part of his story that matters. What matters is what he became because of it. Because when trauma goes unresolved and anger has nowhere to go, you don't stay the same.
Hey, boy, look like Ben 10. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You change. And Jason Todd is one of the clearest examples of that in fiction. His change didn't come from what happened to him physically, but mentally. When you're spiraling, questioning everything, and the one person you're supposed to trust doesn't reach you in time. Jason didn't just lose his life, he lost his belief. Belief in the system, in justice, and in Batman. And what he became after that was built, step by step, decision by decision, and choice by choice. And this is the exact reason why his story matters, because the themes of the story aren't limited to fiction. It happens to people who never learn what to do with what they're carrying. And if you don't understand that, it doesn't go away, it only builds. And
Hey, that man Dreads just now, them things gonna pop off.
when you break his story down, you start to see exactly how this happens through 5 defining pillars. So let's get into it. Before Jason became Red Hood or Robin, he was just a kid trying to survive on the streets.
A thug.
Not your typical urban environment like, for example, New York or Chicago, but on the
Thugs.
streets of Gotham, a place filled with crime, violence, suffering, and pain beyond imagining. At a young age, Jason lost his mother to illness and his father to Two-Face. And with no one to protect or guide him, Jason had to learn early that in a place with no structure,
He lost his mama to Two-Face, a Batman villain. Batman is garbage. I ain't gonna lie to you.
stability, and most of all mercy, you either adapt or get left behind, forced to be consumed by Gotham's underworld. So, Jason adapted. He got sharper, more resourceful, and started becoming hands-on.
That fit
He
hard.
became the literal definition of the quote, "God bless the child who has his own." That's why when Batman first meets him in Crime Alley, Jason isn't scared like most adults would be. He's stealing the tires off the Batmobile like it's a broke down Corolla.
I respect
and
it.
that moment tells you everything about what type of kid Jason is. He wasn't weak with nothing to offer, he was already becoming something dangerous. Not because he chose to be, but because that's what his environment was shaping him into. And Bruce sees this immediately. He doesn't just see a desperate kid in need of a hot meal, he sees potential. And a path that leads somewhere dangerous if no one steps in. Hence why when Bruce takes him in, it's not just a charitable act, it's about redirecting him, channeling his skills before he becomes something Gotham can't control. And for the first time in Jason's life, he's given something he never had before, a purpose. Bruce turned his dream into reality when he's given the mantle of Robin. But this is where people start to misunderstand him, because when Jason first becomes Robin, he isn't this angry, unstable kid people assume. He's happy, energetic,
He
almost
happy.
excited.
He's happy kicking tail, boy.
But even then, you could see the edge that appears from the cracks of his surface. He's a little more impulsive, reckless, and a little more willing to go farther than he should. He isn't malignant or anything,
Good hit,
but
boy.
he has this edge because that's how he learned to survive. He had no one, no father or mentor to teach him differently. And
Hey, he out there in them streets, bro. He got to fend for himself.
that's what makes the contrast between Dick and Jason so important, because Dick was the opposite. He was the angry one, the one who lost his parents, and for a long time he was dealing with grief, anger, and
That's him. Okay. Hey, I be getting the Robins mixed up. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Soon as these boys tell me about the story, I got them. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
even
I'm straight.
depression. But despite that, Dick had control. He wasn't unruly because he had something Jason didn't. Stability before the trauma and proper guidance after it. His anger had somewhere to
Hey, your mama and daddy was dumb anyway. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just straight up white people stuff. Jumping up on doing tricks like that, performing in the circus. Boy, you gonna take fall damage one day. I ain't gonna lie.
go. It got refined and controlled. Meanwhile, Jason didn't have that. Instead of learning how to control his emotions, he learned how to act on them. And over time, that difference starts to grow. Jason doesn't say that little boy.
You know why? That's that testosterone. You know what I'm saying? You wanna go back at your father figure. We all done did it. You know what I'm saying? Go. You wanna talk back and do things against your pops. My pops be dumb wrong sometimes. And guess what? Boy, it happened like a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I wasn't going for it. He wasn't going for it. He ain't put hands on me, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He used to be. He starts getting
Had my mama crying, boy. I had to stop going back and forth with him. I'm telling you, but he was wrong.
more aggressive, more willing to cross lines, and eventually, the aggression stops becoming emotion and starts becoming belief.
Good job, boy.
Robin!
I had to take him down.
You shattered his collarbone.
What you be doing, Batman?
He's a drug-dealing pimp. I didn't think I had to prop up some pillows before I took him out.
This moment is
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Boy, hey, me and that boy would be going crazy out there, boy. You know what I'm saying? Beating up on people. Hey, Batman just gotta train me too. You know what I'm saying? Let me learn some of them killer moves.
where everything changes, because Jason isn't just fighting criminals anymore, he's punishing them. And in
Good.
his mind, that's the only option that makes sense. Because what's the point of stopping someone if they're just gonna come back and do it again? What's the point of rules if they don't protect anyone? What's the point of holding back if innocent people keep suffering?
Batman held back on Two-Face, and what happened? His parents got killed. You know what I'm saying?
Friends keep suffering, and nothing
Yeah, his mama, whatever.
changes. Every action ends with the same result: more heartbreak, more stress, and more carnage. And this is exactly where the real conflict between Jason and Bruce starts. Because Bruce doesn't see it that way. He believes in restraint, in rules, in a system that, even if flawed, shouldn't be crossed. Not due to something shallow like law or judgment, but to prevent yourself from becoming who you swore to stop. But Jason doesn't believe in that anymore. He isn't looking at the world like an idealist. He's looking at it the way it actually is.
He's a realist just like me, and I love it.
And once you let yourself become jaded like that, you don't just feel anger anymore. You justify it, act on it, and you build a worldview.
I'm not mad at him.
Eventually, you stop listening, not just to the system, but to authority, even to your mentor figures, in this case, Batman. Because now, Jason doesn't see Bruce as guidance anymore, he sees him as a limitation. And that's where everything starts to fall apart. Because once you stop listening, you start acting alone, start taking bigger risks, you start trusting your judgment over everyone else's, and for a while, maybe it'll work.
It do work, especially for me. Hey, my gut be right 24 times out of 24.
Eventually, there's going to be a moment where it
Besides when I bet.
doesn't. That mindset puts Jason exactly where it was always going to. Alone. Alone without backup, with no one to pull him back. Just him and the consequences of every decision that led him there. Jason is captured, beaten, tortured, and left to die. But in that moment, Jason isn't thinking about revenge. He isn't thinking that Bruce failed him. He's thinking about one thing: that Batman is going to fix this. Bruce is going to finally cross that line. Just this once. For him, for Barbara, and for everyone else who suffered or died by his hand. Because after everything, all the fight,
What was finna happen just now?
all the loyalty, and all the pain he's endured, that's what Jason believes he's worth. When he dies, he doesn't die angry, he dies believing. But when he comes back, he learns something that changes everything. The Joker is still alive. The man who tortured him, killed him, and broke him completely was allowed to live. And that right there
And it don't make a lick of sense, bruh. Batman is garbage. His ways are it's just straight up trash.
is what actually breaks Jason. Not the pain from being beaten relentlessly with a crowbar. Not Joker mocking his every squirm and movement, making comedy out of his suffering. But Bruce's decision to spare the man who killed his son. When Jason comes back, he isn't confused. He came back certain. Everything he believed before is confirmed.
He killing
this time
everybody.
He doesn't hesitate, nor does he hold back. The Red Hood isn't a different person. He's Jason without doubt and without a filter.
I love it. Hey, I gotta get back into my little DC teams, boy. I do. You know what I'm saying? I gotta search up some stuff, boy. Get back into it, react to it. Oh boy, I miss it.
Before, the anger, the frustration, the need for control seething out is all still there. The only difference is now there's nothing and no one trying to reel it in. And that's why Red Hood isn't reckless like your run-of-the-mill anti-hero or supervillain. He's controlled, calculated, and deliberate. He doesn't decide to just fight crime, he decides to control all of it. Because to him, there's no stopping crime, there's only controlling it, forcing it to redirect before it evolves into something untamable. Jason didn't lose his morals, he just replaced them with something that makes more sense to him. From his perspective, he's not wrong, he's just...
Oh my gosh, what that boy? That boy's a dog. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, I love seeing that. know what I'm saying? She's a criminal killer.
Batman won't. And this is
Yes.
exactly what makes him so dangerous. Not because he's out of control, but because he fully believes he's right. When Jason finally confronts Bruce, this isn't just a fight, it's Bruce trying to understand what went wrong, trying to avoid the obvious answer because Bruce doesn't want to believe that Jason became this on his own. He wants an explanation. He wants something external. He wants a straw man, something he can just point to and blame.
Please, I can help you. I know what happened.
Oh, you got to talking with Raish, huh? But does it make it easier for you to think that my little dip in his fountain of youth turned me rabid? Or is this just the real me?
Everything Bruce is seeing now was always there, and that's what Bruce can't accept. Because if Jason was always like this, he didn't just fail because of what happened, he failed because he never saw it. He failed as a father trying to raise his son properly, and that's where the real conflict arises.
Batman's a terrible father figure, man. A terrible mentor.
Because to Jason, this was never about Joker, it was about Bruce. Because in Jason's mind, there's only one thing that would prove everything, that Bruce would kill Joker. Because to Jason, this isn't about revenge, it's about value. It's about being worthy enough for Bruce to choose him over the rules. But Bruce doesn't see it that way.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. Batman was wrong. He should have caught that body. You gotta catch that body. That's like a son to you. You gonna tell me you gonna let the man that packed your son up for real live? Bro, Batman's a... I ain't gonna lie to you. Nah, I would have said a slur, but the boy getting mad at women, so I can't even say it.
Life isn't a game, and death is never a choice. To make it so is our undoing. It would be my undoing.
Put that trigger.
I think about killing Joker every day, ending the monster that I let loose on the world. But I'll never allow myself that release, a promise I made to my father and mother. An example to a son that I will never stop fighting to protect from himself.
So while Jason sees killing as a proof of love, Bruce sees the opposite by using restraint. And
I can't stand Batman, bro. You're not faster than a bullet. You're not weaving a bullet like that.
that's why they can never agree, because they're both trying to do the right thing, just in completely different ways.
Batman wrong for what he didn't do.
That's what makes Jason Todd so important, because his story isn't about what happened to him, it's about what was already there. It was also about what happens when no one teaches you how to deal with it. Unresolved anger doesn't just disappear on its own, you need to learn from it and understand it. Because if you don't and can't control it, it grows quietly like a boiling pot of water overflowing. It solidifies in the way you act, in the way
You gotta retain it, bro. Do like me. You think I don't be mad? You know what I'm saying? At my family, you just gotta hold that up in your boy, pause, but you do. I'ma keep it a buck. I be ready to say some stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just lash out. Yeah.
you think, and in the way you justify things you never thought you would. Most people don't fall apart at once, they change slowly, and sometimes they don't become something new, they just become more of what they already were. This Jason was lucky. He had the release of death, but not every version of him does. Some
Uh-oh.
of them don't get out. They get taken, and they get broken over and over for months until what's left of them isn't even trying to understand anymore. He just wants the person he deems responsible to burn.
No, no, please, no, no!
Thank y'all for watching. Oh
Hey, this a gun. What is this? This the one I had on DS?
my
3DS?
God. Man, I can't believe how fast we're growing.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm finna say, hey, I had the same Batman game on 3DS. That 3D setting hurt your eyes. I'm not gonna lie to you. That 3DS Batman game is good, but that 3DS setting is trash. I'm telling you, if you ain't playing something like Mario Kart or something, boy, it's cool when you get it, when it was dumb new. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where my 3DS at right now. But y'all boys like coming to sub up a black brother. I will dive into that little DC garbage just so I can disrespect Batman and talk my trash about the little sorry bum.